So, mine is love myself.
Have to do, my brother.
Mine is okay. Can I be sick?
Oh, I'm promised Olorun. I'm the MD of Great and Standard Tutor School, as you can see. I'm also the MD of Newsbag Enterprise, as you can see. So, what more do you want to know about me, Mr. Man?
Like, what is the business?
My business is all about schooling. I'm majorly to teach. That is what I major on. I'm a teacher. I also train other teachers in order to train students. That is why you see the name of the company is not just anyhow. It's Great and Standard Tutor School. Great and Standard Tutor School. So most of our tutors, our teachers are standard. We build them in such way.
What about like you have that all this stuff?
Okay, other business I did, that's under this news bag. So news bag is all about document compliance business. I do registration of company there, provision of international passport for my students like SSC, DRE, SAT students, and GMAT students. So we normally run their passport for them. And like the affidavit you just made mention of, affidavit is of different functions. It depends on the need or authority. At times when you do change of name in newspaper publication, maybe as a result of your surname or your middle name, your first name is somehow not well captured during the opening of an account, for example, you can be referred to go and do affidavit. Again, when you want to do an important things, maybe like this passport we talk about, and there are some documents you have to provide, and you could not get like your birth certificate, you can be also required to go and do affidavit to affirm that you were born so time at so place. So that's just few things about affidavit. So apart from that, affidavit is for different use, but depending on the purpose, and we help in getting it. Thank you.
So what can you start with?
Oh, my business. Let me talk about experience. And when we talk about experience, experience does not really mean the number of years someone has been in the business, but it actually tells about how frequent, how often the person always show up in the business he said he's doing. My business actually, I have over 15 years experience on the business. And for the business, maybe you are talking about when I registered it. I get it registered 2021 December slash February 2022 sha. That is when all these businesses come around. Like Newsbag vendor, Newsbag enterprise, as you may see there, is well registered. The company is registered. You can see some of my company listing and every other one there. So they are all registered. Like the Newsbag vendor that deal with document procurement now, I told you we are with Wema Bank. We have a corporate account with Wema Bank. Great and Standard Tutor, we have a corporate account with First Bank, and these are our check on me. So reliably we practice a good business, and we have been in need for long. So that's just it.
So how many companies do you have and where is it located?
Purposefully, I have about 4 companies well registered with Federal Government of Nigeria. Mostly, the CAC, the body that's Corporate Affairs Commission. I also am an agent, an accredited agent, which help people also get their company registered. But I have 4 basic company. But 2 of the company are what I fly on. Are you with me? I fly only with 2 of the company. For example, now to show you, as I've said, you have seen the evidence of registration of Great and Standard Tutor. That's the certificate over there. Great and Standard Tutor. And also for the certificate of Newsbag vendor, you see, look at certificate for Balanced Diet Agro Investment Limited, and also the Newsbag Enterprise of them. And to buttress it, you can see here, I will tell you something without evidence. So if you look at this place, it shows you accurately what Balanced Diet Agro Investment is all about, but very silent, because I didn't really go on it to popularize it, that okay, I want to continue running the balanced diet, dealing with food and other things. But nevertheless, I finally carry on with Great and Standard Tutor, which I have the corporate account with First Bank, and it has been in existence since 2022, As I've told you, this account now was opened in 2023 before the election of this President Bola Tinubu. The account has been on grant, and then the company I told you I started the registration. I'm an accredited agent. 2021 December, and by 2022 February 24, if you check the CAC, you see Great and Standard Tutor being registered. And the same company which I also started the same time, Newsbag Enterprise, was approved January 5, 2022. A lot of that, and Balance Dice also December 2022. All my companies are well incorporated 2022, except for the Newsbag vendor. This Newsbag vendor is a reformation of Newsbag Enterprise. So I just registered it August 2024. But all my business have been flying for the past 15 years. As far as production of passports, affidavit stuff, and court order, whatsoever you want to ask, I've been in the business for the past 8 years, 2018 down to now. And for the teaching, I've been in the business for the past, let me say 14, 15 years, at least from 2015. We count it down to 2025. Then we can probably have a good 10 years. So it's only 10 years sideline. And I think I've been in teaching business since that of 2027. Briefly after my secondary school, I've taught in various secondary schools, taught in various primary schools, of which I can mention but just too many. So let's talk about Koredin Primary School, Rekmod High School, or Baptist Primary Schools. We have taught as far back as 2028 and 2009 or 208 or 207. So not to talk about fast forwarding into Lagos era. Should I talk about Fountain of Wisdom? Should I talk about Bright Hope? We have taught. Should I talk about Supreme Foundation, of which I've been there for an interview, but based on the fact that I just want to build myself up on other business, I couldn't just start work on most of those places. I've been in different schools, Starfield, a lot of schools in Lagos that I can't just mention them. Providence, a lot of them that I've been for interview and the rest. But I just let me just leave them to be. So that's it.
So apart from the Abu Dhabi, Newsbag Enterprise, your teaching stuff, which other business are you into?
The major business I'm into is this Standard Tutor, which is mainly for teaching. So that is my major business. And anything you want to ask, you can ask on that. I'll tell you what we do there and how we do that.
What do you do there? Can your customer
why won't they trust me? I build my business on fairness, trustworthy, and delivery. I deliver anytime I get paid. So there's no customer. Now there's no need of gainsaying. This is a business that is well structured, and we have our record book daily. I wouldn't like to just give you a tough time, but if you can just glance through, you see past records, not to talk of new. You see, well, it's not a day. We keep the competent record of our customers, how their sales move is. So now let's quickly fast forward to this today you are talking about. I think today is around 13 or whatever. So you can see dates. Payments still came in today. Trusted and well documented. Payments, you can see some of my white students as part of this. These are school, everything that you see, IELTS, 350,000 plus lectures and registration. So we take orders every day and we deliver. So it's our business. I don't joke with my business. The only way a customer can have an issue with me is that, let's say for example, now we want to do passports or any of the business, or you want to do registration. And I told you, like this man, I told you that, okay, registration and lecture is 350,000. You also, okay, brush, let me deposit 250. I want you to register me March. Are you getting my point? Listen to what I'm saying. And February, I now ask you, Oga, you deposited 250. I told you it's 350, but you say you are registering. Now, balance your 100,000, for example. 250 remaining 100,000. You are not saying until I register, you finish before you balance. You don't do that. So when you pay, okay, do you want me to go and borrow money and add? and register you before you now balance me. I don't do that. So the only issue I can have with customer is when you make a deposit, you do not complete your money, and yet you want your work to be done. I don't do that. Once we have made an agreement that okay, your money is going to be 600,000, you deposited 200,000. I'm expecting you before deadline make up with your 400,000 and then hold me responsible to get your job delivered. But in a situation where you say okay, if you not proceed my work, I'm not doing again, get my money refunded, it's not that easy. Oga, you go, madam or oga, you wait, we process it before you can get your money. So that is how we work. Thank you. I think you are satisfied with that response.
You're actually saying payment before
Delivery, yes, in our services. Because we, for example, now let me give you an example. Let's say for example, say you see here now, we have organization where we teach students. You can see chairs and board and the rest. Let's assume you bring a student now, and the student you brought, you are now telling us that we should teach that student and we get paid after we have finished teaching. We can teach the student and next month the student is no longer coming. Who bear the loss? So you want us to be running after you in the market and be dragging your clothes to come and pay? No. You make payments, you come for your classes. You don't tell us to teach and later you pay us. No. I don't think, maybe except in some rare cases where we have get into ourselves so deeply that we can afford such a kind of relationship. But in business, you pay your money and you get your service rendered. So there are a lot of, business has a lot of category. There are some businesses where we say the person that is rendering the service have to finish doing it before you what? You pay the person. No, educational setting is not like that. Because if I move on to the IELTS or BritishCouncil.org to book you for IELTS or IDP.Nigeria to book you for IELTS, for example, I'm just giving an example. I will not book you finish, or they will not pay for me. I have to, as I'm booking you, I'm paying your money for your exam to be done. So you can't expect me now to render you service before you pay me. It's not done that way in our setting. Thank you very much. Or let me say I meet an immigration officer because I have a plug. I work with top officers at immigration offices in Lagos here. Are you getting my point now? So you can't tell me to get to the immigration office and now be telling the officer that okay, let me finish this work before the madam or the mister will pay me to come and give you. They don't do such a thing. Is it clear? So our service is mainly pay before service. That's all.
with this type of payment policy, are you sure you are going to have a lot of customers?
Why not? That's why I educate you now. Services is different. There are some services you have to give them. Like somebody who is selling clothes now. You give me clothes, I pay you. That one is a different something. I gave you an example. Now I want to register you for WAEC now. You don't go and use your money to pay for your WAEC. After I've used my own money, you now come and pay me. No. It is your money you pay that I will use to register you. So it's simple as ABC. So business have a lot of size and how. So the how of this business is that you get paid before you do the work. So if you don't get paid, you don't do the work. That income. We are continuing, bro.
So I know there are some companies that they are not straightforward, but I believe your company can be straightforward.
My company is not straightforward, like what I showed you before. Are you getting it? You can't get these details. These are people recorded money. If it's not straightforward, why am I recording it? I collect and put in the bucket and get out now. This is to show you documents. You can see that some months we make over what? 1 million naira. So it's not something, we are not joking. It's not that we are playing. It's a company that can be making a turnover of a day 1 million or in a week 2 million. And so it's no longer a play company. So it's not your 2 naira that we are waiting for. So or your 20,000 for your class that will keep us, or 50,000 for your IELTS or your online this thing that we are looking for. So everything is documented. Both the one that wish to be taught online or the one that wish to be taught physically, we have document for it. So their money are recorded. So we work on it.
So what are your business ideas?
Wow, my business idea is built on fairness, integrity, and transparency. In fact, my transparency has a lot of time put me into some dangers. So, and you asked a question the other time that what makes my sorry, I'm still with you. That what makes my business different from other businesses. I told you is about my standard. Where is your shoe? It's about my standards of operation. At the same time, my price, and my price come from transparency. Like this IELTS now, that you discover that we book for somebody with 350 both lecture and registration. No other company can take that amount. The least you can see with some other company is 300 or 310 for just the registration. And the lecture, I'm telling you, they will charge like 80,000. So that means we have about 30,000 difference. And as bad or hard as Nigeria is today, with 30,000 you can still enjoy half bag of rice. So people love trading with us because they discover that we are considerate. So for me to give away like 30,000 naira, it's not because I don't like money, but for you also to choose me to like, this is the guy that will register my standard tutor I'm giving this thing to do. It's because you have discovered that in this Christmas airtime or whatever, at least I will get something that can buy me chicken. But 30,000 is not a joke in the market, no matter how difficult the country is. So we know before we tag our price. Thank you very much. Any other thing?
Everything you are doing in your business, you must be a problem.
Okay.
So, what is the problem in your business? How can it be solved?
Okay, now let me say what we're trying to ask is what are the challenges I've faced?
Yes.
The challenges I've faced is that me, I love myself because I'm a kind of detailed person, a very focused and a very well planned person. Now, why am I praising myself in these details is this, because there are many times that you will know that there will be challenges. There are challenges will definitely pump up, but ability and how well you are prepared for those challenges is what makes you stand out. And one of the challenges or difficulty I've ever encountered in this is people trying, I mean customer trying not to know what they want. Now, what do I mean by customer trying not to know what they want? Before you contacted somebody, or you say somebody gave you my number that I'm doing this, I should please and help you to do. Now, if you cannot trust the place you are paying your money to, you are supposed as a human being to trust the person that gave you the contact to call the person. Now, one of their problem is this: when you now come to me and you make a deposit, and you are now enforcing me to complete work before you make balance. Now, I don't do that. If you want to work, if I'm the one that say, okay, pay this also amount, when I finish your job, you balance me. That is me that tells you that. So you can play me with the groundnut or whatever you want to do at the end of the day. If you like, you do the right thing. But we don't encourage that. We ask you to pay this also amount, and after all deliberation, after we have deliberated, argue, and you agree that you are going with 500,000 naira, then no wahala, you say, okay, I have 300,000, you can deposit it. But depositing 300,000, then you want your product to be delivered or your service to be rendered within this also time, then you know when and when to pay your balance. So when you now get to the time to pay your balance and you are telling us that we must deliver, or you want to see sign that they are working, that place will have issue. And a major challenge is that some will now say want refund. Like I have like 2 or 3 cases like that. It's not that they won't get the refund, but do take times. And my second challenge is third party. Like there are some of this deep or hidden business we do. Like let's say the IELTS, this, we may get some other link in time. But when you are not giving money to third party, the third party now gave an issue. Issue is that we from our own end, we have paid them. Them to deliver the service as promised may be difficult. But any direct service we render, bro, 100% there is no issue. I can guarantee you that. Any direct service. And if my service is going to be third party, I always tell my customer that this service is third party. I'm not the one that will. Like now, if you give me a visa work, it's a third party. I'm not doing visa. Then maybe I give your work to ETT or whatever to help you. Then it's third party. Or maybe you give me a kind of, let's say, runs on your international exam. I don't do runs on international exam. But I get leaks of guys that say they know. That becomes a third party. Or maybe you give me passport. I don't do passports. Definitely, I have to give your passport to an immigration officer. That's a third party. Third party business at times gives problem, and that is only because registering you for an exam, train you. I have teachers that can train you on German, that can train you on French, that can train you on Chinese. I have them. I get them paid. If I have a student that book for Chinese class, I connect you with your teacher. They teach you. That's the basic of standard tutors. That's our work. They teach you, and I get my commission there, but that's none of your business. I told you I'm going to pay, you pay. I settle the French teacher or the German teacher or the Chinese teacher, and you get it right. So that does it. There's nothing, or you pay for your money class, you come to classes. And I have like 5 offices in Lagos, as I've said earlier, in Festag, in Ogba, in Ayege, in Abule Egba, and in Egbeda. So I'm just looking for God upgrades to take me to Ireland. I also have some offices over there. Are you getting it now? That's it. Any other question, Paul?
How can your business handle customer service and support customer service?
Now, this is how we handle customer service. Our softwares and our transparency keys our customers in terms of delivery. They trust us to any maximum. They can give us anything. I will not have that time to be playing records over phones for you to listen to some of the conversation. Today being Saturday, I have a guy coming back from London. And if he lands today, he's still going to contact me and still going to cruise. Because a lot of things, as he was in London there, that I have delivered for him while I'm in Nigeria. A lot of my guys in America, a lot of my guys in Australia. I also have a guy in Australia that is coming back. I've been my colleague for long, and we have been in business together for over years. If you landed in Lagos today, the only thing we just say on phone is that, promise, guess what? Once you say guess what, I know that you are home. So just say guess what? Okay, I'm in this also, I'm in Ambas, I'm in this. Just tell me location. I'll get to I'm in 95 launch. Just tell me where he is, and we boil. So these are antecedents of what I have done. I have guys in Canada. I have guys in Dubai. That when I just say how far, the next thing they will tell me that, bro, what's pumping? You don't tell, send me your account and I wire you something. Why? Because of what I have done for them. If my business are not customer care friendly or customer attentive or customer care as it is the name, they won't be doing all that to me. So I believe my business is purely centered on customers. You know, imagine somebody in Yankee and somebody in UK giving me money, and I'm not there. So that's to tell you that they trust me. Thank you.
Sir, who convinced you to do this business that you are doing now, or what led you?
To be doing this business. Actually, it's my calling, and if I'm to go into it, it will be very deep. As I have said, it's my calling. 2010. I was in 200 level, and when I knew I'm going to be a teacher. Actually, I wanted to run mechanical engineering as a course or computer engineering, but I was giving mathematics. Fortunately, I'm a mathematician. And being a mathematician, I know that I'm going to teach, but I have defined the class I want to teach. And I'm not going to teach in secondary. I have worked in secondary school, I've worked in primary school, I said it. But I know I'm not going to teach in secondary school. My main aim is to become a lecturer. Because I discovered that even if I appoint myself in engineering field, I will still be lecturing them, as in giving them instruction on what to do. So it is my calling to teach. It is my calling to get a side job done. So that is how I got into it. As far back as 2010, I've known that teaching is my line. So I'm only trying to build a niche around teaching to give it a very fine name or a dedicated name. I think my first name there was Balanced Diet Lesson Center, and that was 2015. From Balanced Diet Lesson Center, I tried to change it to Excellence, but when I want to register, I discovered Excellence or Perfect Tutor is already registered, and that's what led me to Standard Tutor. I also want to use Standard Tutor. I discovered that Standard Tutor is a bit very similar to some names, so I have to put Great and Standard Tutor. So that's what led to the name that I finally end up registering it as great and standard tutor. So that's what brought about that great and standard tutor. Because if I'm to register only standard tutor, it will be bouncing. Now there's a name that is similar. So I have to add great. And that great is really great. I know that God is great. So that's just it.
So as you said, they have like 5 offices.
Yeah.
You have some workers. So
Worker, yeah. In all my offices, I have secretary. Like this place now, I have secretary. I won't, I said I don't want to be carrying book and be showing you things, but I have to just do that. You can see this is record, and this record here shows visitors record. There's another record here that shows what? Staff records, Abby. So this record that shows staff record actually indicate the secretary. You can see each day the secretary come around, he signs in, I also signs in. So that is it. So I have a secretary, and as I was saying before, this is our major job here. We register students for SAT, register students for GMAT, IELTS, and more. So that those are just things. And other businesses we carry along on educational base is we have O-level as we have said, the WAEC, the NECO, and the rest. We also have a JUPEP program on the JUPEP issue. So these are JUPEP. Register, you don't really register our tutor students for JUPEP. We give them to the university that can handle them better. So these are things we promote in this center. Any other question, bro? Now, in the next edition, I believe you have a good question for me to tackle. You are welcome. What can I offer you?
Mod.
Mods. No, I like it. It's mods. It's good.